Hey fitness family, level 4 personal trainer from Good Life Fitness, Mike Meadows here, as well as Libre Fitness ambassador, coming at you with another fun workout. We're going to really have a good time here today. So what I've actually done is I'm going to be running this more like a tutorial today. We are going to be doing some other fun videos where we're going to do full workouts with myself, with Sarah, who's my best friend and roommate. So pretty well what we're going to do is we're really just going to get started with today's workout, and this way we can kind of get you started. One of the reasons why I'm actually not doing this to music is just because of just YouTube itself. I don't want this to pretty much get copyrighted or anything like that, so be sure that if you are posting, make sure to just follow those regulations. So what we're going to do is we are going to do our first one, and the way I've sort of set this workout out is Sarah actually designed it, and then her and I kind of went back and forth with some of the exercises. So what we actually did was we did a warm-up in the hallway. So I did 10 laps back and forth between the hallway. Sarah did the stairs, and then I actually did the 10 laps in the hallway as a cool down at the end as well. So what we got today is we got a squat banded press. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 of them. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, make sure you keep that chest high, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job, guys. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to be doing this as a circuit, and we're going to be going through this about 4 to 5 times. Sarah actually doubled up everything on the 5th round, so she actually doubled up her bands, did 15 reps of everything. She's actually in the hallway right now, so she'll be coming in a little bit later. She's actually doing monster walks all the way down the hall, all the way back, and then coming in, that's her finisher for what she wanted to do for today. I did more of like a cardio run. So I did 10 laps back and forth, and that was sort of something that I wanted to be able to do, just to be able to, flush out my legs. And then what we're gonna do is a single leg jug pass, okay? So for those of you that have really great balance, okay, all we're gonna do is be able to have one leg up, and then we're just gonna pretty much be passing this back and forth, really working on that stability. Even for someone like myself, I'm a previous snowboarder, so everything pretty well kind of got loose in my ankles, and that's something that I'm actually working on myself. The regression to that is just be able to put your foot up onto a bench, a couch, anything along those lines, and just pass back and forth. Alright, so what we're going to do, put this up here, and passing back and forth. Okay. Doing great, guys. Keep it going. It's alright if you stumble, it's alright if you just fall over, just reset and be able to find your bearings again. Alright, 9 and 10. Great work. We're going to switch sides. Okay, we want to make sure that we create good body balance. Alright, let's find that here. Alright, so passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And where I'm actually feeling that is I'm feeling that in my calves, my quads, my glutes, okay? Really working those stabilizers in the ankle, all right? And then what we got is an RDL with a band, okay? So I actually use my bands as, I use the handles as anchors onto the door. So I'm actually just gonna turn the camera here. That way you can kind of see where it's sort of jammed in there, okay? So if you're familiar with this, we're just gonna step over it. We're gonna pull that band nice and tight, okay? It's nice and locked in there, you can see that. Just make sure your door is closed and locked, okay? And we're just gonna drive back, nice flat back, sitting back in those heels, squeezing those glutes, really driving back, and squeeze, okay? So that's 3, 4, 5, you guys are doing great. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. All right, so pretty well with that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna be able to hook our foot into the actual band, okay? And then all I'm gonna do is pretty well place my foot inside the band, create some tension. I can lock myself in, all right? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kick back, create that tension, come back. I'm gonna lean forward a little bit. Once again, finding my balance. This is great for your core, really good for your glutes, really good for your hams. You'll feel a little bit in the calves too. I feel it right up through here, right into my glute, right into my erectors, and even into my QLs. Good. A few more. Doing good. Keep it going. And rest. Good. Okay, so we're going to switch sides. I'm just going to loop that foot back in. One, two. Now, if you feel like you can let go of the wall and do this too. You're going to get a little bit more of a stability core type style workout. I don't mind pushing off the wall just to keep my technique. Really feel that tension, really activate those glutes. You can hold for a little bit. Last one. And rest. Good job, guys. So, really pretty much being creative in your home. Just make sure that obviously things are safe. I have everything locked in there. I've tested everything out before I even did the video. Before we even worked out, we already did 4 rounds of this. So now we're actually just moving on to just the video component of today. All right. Okay, so next up. All right, so we did our single leg kickback. So now we got our glute bridge. So like I said before to some of you guys, to my clients out there, your couch is a great tool. We don't want to be squatting with it or deadlifting it or anything along those lines, but pretty much we can do some glute bridges. So something that I know some of the trainers out there, you want to make sure that you're pivoting from the mid back, not your glutes. Okay, we want to make sure that we're not pushing our hips back. We want to make sure that we're actually pivoting around our actual mid back. Okay, so if you're like me and you have a really tight T-spine, you're going to find that your glutes will tend to want to drive back first. Okay, try and make sure that the chest stays high, squeezing those glutes the whole time, just driving down, pivoting through that mid back and driving up. Okay, tucking in that chin and squeeze. Once again, this should be like a board, okay? And drive. Really, really squeeze those glutes. And making sure to pivot around that mid-back. Okay, my pivot point is not my hips, so I don't want to drop my hips down. Okay? I still want to engage those glutes, driving those glutes down as I come up and pivoting through that mid-back. We're going to do one more, guys. All right. So usually I like being able to work out with someone, so that way they can correct me on any form. I'm infamous for dropping my butt back and being able to get that kind of arch in there. So usually Sarah will correct me, and I'll usually try and squeeze my glutes and engage that lower core to be able to make sure that those glutes stay engaged versus deactivating them and being able to move those hips back and forth. I want to make sure that ultimately I'm pivoting from that mid-back, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is a single leg RDL with a little bit of weight. So if you have vegetable oil, Epsom salts, anything that you can hold, a bag of rice. I know Lauren, one of the GMs over at Good Life. Pretty much loves her rice bag workouts right now. So pretty much I'm going to be using some vegetable oil. And then for a little bit of balance, okay? So for those of you guys that might have some balance issues, I'm going to be doing this with the Equalizer bar. Now you can hold on to a couch, you can hold on to a cane, you can hold on to anything that you like, okay? And just being able to make sure, I'm just going to switch that over. I want the weight on the outside of my leg, and then opposite arm, opposite leg. I'm actually just going to push this forward and really keep that back nice and flat and drive up. Okay, come a little bit more forward. Okay, takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of play to be able to find your positioning. It's never going to be perfect the first time around, so the best thing you can do is just have fun, play with your movements, be able to make sure that you master those skills, and being able to make sure that you're working on that mobility through the movement. The further down you go, the more stretch you're going to get in those muscles. Being able to make sure that you're working everything that you need to. Alright, so let's keep that going. You guys are doing great. Okay, so remember, we're doing everything roughly around 10 times. If you feel like you can do more, do 12, do 15. Increase your numbers as you go. Okay, we're just going to do 2 more. Doing great. And relax. If you feel like you want or you feel like you have the balance, you don't need to be able to put your foot up onto anything. I actually love putting my foot up onto it. It just keeps my technique nice and clean and just allows me to be able to really, really feel those muscles engage. Perfect. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm really pushing those hips back, really making sure that my knee isn't coming over my toe. I'm actually keeping my tibias or my shin pretty well perpendicular with the floor, and really keeping that chest nice and high. I'm not rounding my back. Good. Let's do 2 more. You guys are doing great. Keep it going, all right? Stu, I know you're watching, all right? Here we go. Last one, just for good measure. Awesome. Great work, guys. So, for those of you that need a little bit of rest in between, it's okay. Take 20 seconds, 30 seconds, usually up to around a minute, just to be able to allow the body to be able to rest and be able to replenish the ATP in the muscles. For those of you that like a little bit more science, it's kind of like a car, all right? We got to be able to refuel the car every time that we go somewhere. Body kind of works the same way. We got to refuel the muscle in order to be able to do more work, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is our side walks with the band, okay? So if you have a leg loop, if you have a resistance band, feel free to kind of make it as hard as you like. If you have 2 bands, Sarah was actually having some fun with this earlier. She actually put a leg loop around, doubled up the bands, and kind of kicked her own butt in the process. I'm going to do this going lengthwise just so you can see my hips, okay? And so the best way I like to be able to figure out my spacing or my time, we actually did for our workout, we did 10 lengths. There and back was considered 1, so we actually did 10. For the showcase purpose of this video, we're just going to do 5. Alright, so we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice proud chest, shoulder blades back. I don't want to be rounding, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Really feeling that in my butt, guys. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? You know what? To be honest, I actually lost count. It's okay if you do that, all right? Just do an extra round, okay? So I know I was actually probably on about 4, all right? So I know this is technically the last round, but this is for some of you guys that, you know, maybe lost count. You guys have kids, you guys have animals, they distract you. That's all right, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great work, guys. So I'm never worried so much about my count as I am about quality of the movement. I really just want to make sure that I'm completing a set. If I've forgotten a count or if I've only made it to 9, that's okay. I'd rather you do 9 really good ones than, you know, 1 extra bad one at the end. Just really being able to make sure that ultimately you're working on your technique and improving and getting better every single day, okay? So let's see here. What do we got now? We got our sidewalks with the band, and we got our single leg glute bridge, okay? So, perfect. Sarah actually just walked in, okay? So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a single leg glute bridge, okay? So, what we're actually gonna do, once again, line up our back. I'm actually also gonna get, probably get Sarah to just demo this one as well for, like I was explaining before, with regards to the pivot over the mid-back. Okay, she does this actually really, really well. So one thing that you can be able to do, I like being able to drive up, extend my leg out, squeeze those glutes, come back down, pivot, keep that leg up, engage those glutes. Good. So once again, keeping this nice and flat. This just allows me to be able to make sure that I'm not breaking at my hips. And switch. Okay? Pivoting from that mid-back once again. Like I said before, one of the things you always want to make sure is engage those glutes. And like I was talking about before, is make sure to have somebody actually engage. So I can even get Sarah to come over and kind of show you guys what I was explaining before with regards to breaking at your hips versus keeping that glute engaged. You can see actually my glute wants to shake. Come on over, Sarah.
I can do it in a double, not a single.
All right, so as I come up and down and up and down, okay? So Sarah can demo it for you guys in the double, and if she wants to be able to try and be able to do it a little bit more in the single, that's okay too. She's actually dead. She actually just finished her 5th round, plus doubled up everything. So today's been a really good workout for her.
And 10 laps of banded skates.
And 10 laps of banded skates. There you go, guys. All right, so once again, just being able to make sure that you're in that mid-back and being able to make sure that the chin is nice and tucked, okay? And being able to drive down and up, really pivoting from that mid-back. The body is acting like a board and just cutting down straight and coming up. So cutting down straight, I don't want to curve at the bottom. I want to just come down nice and solid and up. Okay, we're going to do about 2 more, okay? So here we go. 1, last one, and up. Good. Perfect. Okay? So for those of you out there, just so that you guys know, Sarah and I, obviously we both work at gyms. If you guys follow me on Instagram or anything like that, you've seen Sarah in my posts. We both run Spartan races, and she actually works for LA Fitness. I work for Good Life. One day we'll probably do a fun video post with a line straight down the middle with Good Life on one side, LA Fitness on the other, and chances are you'll see her chirp me the whole time. So, pretty much our next workout is our stand and sit with a band. Okay, so give me a sec. So what we're gonna do, all right, we got our band here. All right, I want to make sure that I don't have a hole in my little ottoman thing that I have going on here. All right, I'm gonna put my band on. All right. Okay, so pretty well, one thing I want to make sure to do is I want to make sure that I'm not rocking or leaning or driving my butt up. I want to keep my eyes focused forward, so I'm probably going to just look at my microwave. All right, hands up, you know, pretty well almost like I'm snowboarding or my hands are right over heaters. All right, and I'm gonna come up, squeeze those glutes. I don't wanna lean back, okay? Going down, up, down, and up. Good. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you got this, guys. 8, 9, and 10. So for any of you guys that notice that your knees buckle in or anything along those lines, we really want to make sure that we're engaging our legs. We want to make sure that we're pushing our knees out without rolling our feet, keeping our feet nice and flat, knees nice and focused on being nice and straight. If you like, you can also widen out your feet, make it a little bit tougher. I can actually angle out my feet just a little bit, engage those adductors a little bit more just as I go, so it's a little more of a sumo stance versus a conventional stance, okay? So pretty much it's your ball game. You can either double up the bands like I was talking about that Sarah was doing earlier, okay? Or just use one, or not use any, okay? If you don't have a band, that's all right. Use what you got. You can use a little bit of weight. You can use, like I was talking about before, just use a jug, okay? So if you want, you can actually just hold the jug and stand up and sit down. Same thing. All right, so, this is one of my favorites. So, what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna take our Epsom salt jug. This here I know about the net weight on it. It's about 4 kilograms full, okay? So, all I'm gonna do, I'm actually just gonna lay down on my mat here. All right. I'm gonna have my legs up at 90 degrees. And all I'm gonna do is bring my arms back. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna put it down on my legs, and come back up and grab it. Come back and grab it. So for those of you that need to see it on the side view, let's do this. All right. Let me actually just change the camera angle a little bit so you can see more of the floor. All right. So for side view, all right. So as I'm here, I'm just gonna come back, come up, come back, come up, come back. Really making sure to engage that core, making sure I'm not arching that lower back, creating lower back pain. If you do get lower back pain, bring the knees in a little bit closer, or even just remove the weight. I don't need the weight if I have lower back pain. If anything, just literally push against your hands, or I can alternate the pressure and really, really engage that transverse abdominal region, okay? So really, really focusing on that and just doing about 10 back and forth. 3, 2, 1. Great work. So, hope you guys loved today's workout. Today was very, very lower body intensive. A little bit of core at the end with a nice dynamic warm up. I would like to introduce Sarah because you'll probably see her on a bunch more videos. So, this is Sarah, all right? So, she's the one that actually designed today's workout. And so she likes to be able to kind of kick my butt. We love the circuit style formats, volume style formats. So for some of those out there that are running OCR races, as you can see, I'm actually wearing my Legend Born Canada jersey today. So I wanted to be able to have some fun, be able to really enjoy today's workout, push myself a little bit. One thing I have to work on is one of my goals is improving my endurance, especially because we're cooped up in here and not being able to get out and run as much. So especially, we don't feel as comfortable going outside, so we've decided to actually stay inside most of the time, and doing all of our workouts and our shopping mostly online. So if you guys have any questions, please subscribe, hit the like button. We'll update you on notifications, leave a comment below. If you'd like to see other fun workouts, hit me up. I'm actually just learning how to do all this online stuff myself. I'm used to being in person with a client, with people. As a coach, as a trainer, I've been a trainer for about 13 years now, since about 2006, with the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology, the National Strength Conditioning Association, as well as CamFit Pro. So, you know, hit me up if you guys have any questions. I love helping people with injuries, post-rehab. That's kind of my specialty. So I do have a medical exercise specialist designation and post-rehab conditioning specialist designation. So please hit me up. Would love to be able to work with you guys online. And, you know, hopefully we'll do more of these fun videos. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Later, Fit Fam.